think about the pattern for the collar?
As part of the initial discussion I had with Catherine Larkins early in the year, we settled on this organisation as being the auspicing agent. We originally decided to take on this project as a group because we believe in the opportunities that we make in the community for people with a great deal of skill and talent and creativity being showcased to other communities, and this was a terrific opportunity for us to do that sort of thing and to have a wider audience for those skills to be showcased, and also to be involved in such a creative and dynamic project. Those sorts of things don't come along our way very often.
Look in the leg.
We're a small, rural, isolated community, and it's a great opportunity for organisations such as ours to show what we can actually do and that we're very responsive. It doesn't take a lot of time for something to happen. We're also showcasing the type of organisation we are and the great things that we can do because small is good.
Every second week we practice at Omeo and then we practice here the other week. Our choir is singing a small section that Vincent's composed, and it's in two parts, and the words have been written by one of our members, and it's about our connection with the mountains. It's a contribution.
So this is actually what I'm making. So that's the beetle all together. He'll basically come out from in amongst the trees and slide down a hill. His wings will open up, music will be loudly playing and nice, and there'll be sparks and all sorts and people jumping about. It'll be really cool, really cool. If I can get it all together in 3 weeks. The first time I've ever been involved in something like this. Normally I'm used to working from shop drawings or AutoCAD generated designs, and you know, you've got all your angles and all your cuts and all your measurements right there in front of you. This is totally different.
That's a little school at Bogong, where I met the rhinoceros beetle. 2 teachers. I was the assistant, and there would have been about 40 kids. We had that one's classroom, which was divided by a sliding compartment, and yellow glass boards, not black boards, but yellow glass, frosted glass. There was a little, here there was a little library, there was a craft room, and a change room because the weather was rather harsh from April on till September. That was taken 1948. I was there for 1948 and the first term of 1949. And I took preps 1s and 2s for ordinary school subjects, and we incorporated the music program and had a concert that was superb. I was the product of a very small rural school myself. And there were lots of things that I realised when we had 7 teachers in 8 years, because I had to go to grade 8, where it was very, very remote then. And I remembered back to how much I appreciated the various things that the teachers introduced. And we had one teacher that encouraged my mother, who was a musician, to come over to the school, and we had music and we had concerts, and it was good fun. I tried to bring those things that I felt we enjoyed having that was extra other than school subjects, you see. And the piano was there, and I had the gift of music, and I even made up little folk dances, and we gave them names and did sort of things. And kids enjoyed it, and that was why I enjoy this thing. It gives the children a chance now. They're going to have a chance to see themselves and realise they're working towards a goal. And I think we all need to have a goal, to achieve, something to achieve. And the ones that will go to it will be quite excited about it, I would imagine. I always expected that I would finish secondary school and go on to the conservatorium and study piano or music. And my mother said I wasn't good enough. She did me a great favour, because the musical experience I've had over the years, over 60 years, dealing with kids has been much more rewarding than just a solo thing, if I could have achieved it, which I probably wouldn't. I'm still going, you see. And artists have a short hand, don't they? But I wouldn't have changed anything, Vincent. It's been just a remarkable walk through life with all these kids and with their parents. Fun.
I'll just go.
Try it and see. Are they all the seed pods on the end?
Yep.
Yep. Off we go.
Off we go. Circus, and that's what I do. Now I can make a cup of tea.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I've got to push it in so
That's looking fantastic.
Can you pull it up just so we can see what green is it?
it will go a bit greener because it's copper.
Because it's going to absorb the colour. Yeah, see that's the bottom leaves. So it's no, that's a breeder.
That's the silver gum from the wings are done with copper and iron. And I've used brackenfern, capeweed, St John's wort, all the weeds I can find. But the best of the lot I like is the gum trees. You get lots of different colours from gum trees, and they're all exciting, and it gives you a nice smell in your kitchen in the winter.
We were trying to get a colour from a natural dye that grows up here that we can actually use in the moth wings, so that the browns and the chocolate browns and the soft paley greens in the bottom of the moth's wing actually come from the plant material that's grown up here. Because this is where the moth comes down from Queensland because it's too hot, and he comes down here to the cold area and he spends his time here because it's too hot in Queensland for him, so he comes down and he lives here. But so trying to get him to look like his natural habitat, if that makes any sense. to actually use the silver gum leaves, and what else did we use this morning? We used privet hedge, which is not a native, but it grows really well up here. And to actually dye the moth wing colours out of the natural plant life, the plant that's here.
And then the bogong moth is actually a piece of sculpture. So, and it's a very large piece of soft sculpture, so it actually requires a structure that can support it and give it form and give it shape. So the bamboo is going to be a really great way of ensuring that the felted forms, when they're created, will actually become the shape of the moth, and also that it can be carried and held up high when the skiers come into the arena at the snow.
Well, when we arrived, the strong winds last night had put it all out of position, so my husband's bracing it, so we can actually hopefully get it down the bit of snow down there. No, I will do. It'll be. It's near up there. What about that?
It'll be right.
That'll do. We just tied the flags up so that they wouldn't be wrecked in the wind last night, and they look really lovely when the gentle breeze is blowing.
Not a southwesterly.
Not a southwesterly on the top of Hotham. The cage, it's a cage for a locust that's been a real pest down at Swiss Creek the last couple of summers. Been eating the grass and crops, and the cage is made out of two other pests in the area. One is the willows that's choking up the creeks and the rivers, and of course the old blackberries that.
And the bamboo.
On the bamboo's from somebody's garden, but the blackberry that is a noxious weed, a declared noxious weed. So we've made the cage out of the local pests.
You've got to wait.
Yeah, we've got to turn him around.
Or go up the side. Which way you go?
What, in here? And then bring him in.
You want his head down this other
Yeah,
way?
his head's this end. And his feelers.
Lean him down a bit. Good.
Whoops.
Forward a bit.
Wait a minute, I've got to get his
There.
feelers outside.
The English Catherine wheel dates back to early English fireworks, and what it is a series of coloured spinning tubes, and what these tubes do is they fire in a sequence to actually turn the wheel on a bearing, and they project colour for about a 4 metre diameter as they turn around, and as one tube extinguishes, it fires the next tube. So that's how we sequence the various colours on the Catherine wheel as they turn around. We sort of travel all over the world doing various firework displays and big productions, but this is more a sequence of effects to outline what's actually happening sort of on the centre stage of the circus down here. So it's been a bit of a challenge to get the right effects and find something that's different that no one's really seen in this country before. So in that respect, I guess it's been a good challenge, and it should look really, really good tonight. So.
I'm Catherine Larkins. I'm the artistic director and the person who thought of this crazy idea that's now actually manifesting. It's been 2 years in the making, and now there's a team of probably 200 people been involved in it. It's just at the point now where the most critical thing is the weather. We've got beautiful artwork, we've got an amazing environment, we've got all the goodwill in the world, but we really don't know what these clouds are going to do. So we're being optimistic as always, trusting and knowing that ultimately what will be will be. So The snow ring's looking gorgeous down there. Most of these things we've never done before. We've never attempted to do something like this with neon and snow that didn't fall, snow that we've had to bring in tip trucks. So we've had about 10 tip truck loads now. Tipped a front end loader down a cliff doing it. Scabbed snow from every snow run in Mount Hotham. But ultimately ended up with enough snow to ski the Beetle down the slope. No matter what the weather does, as long as it doesn't stop us doing it, the piece is going to come together and be really mind-blowing art.
So all I'm doing at the moment is just trying to get this complete so we can raise it, and then I'm going to head over and I'm going to get the neon around the ring over there, and we're standing up the ladder and we'll be done. So I've probably got about 2 hours work, or hopefully. Such a good atmosphere and people to work with, aside from the mainstream signage that we generally do. I love this type of thing. I wish we could do more of it.
What's the snow report say, Greg?
Well, what's the weather report? The weather report, it's on the dash of my ute. It's not great.
I better just get around that circle, back up that hill without falling over. I've done it already, but I've got to do it with wings on, so we'll see. There's not much snow around here.
Oh, look at it! What, is everything working? Yes? Woohoo!